But the lips of the wise shall preserve them.
All right, so everybody, y'all get on our knees and y'all pray right now. Let's go on our knees. Cause who is of the higher power? They don't have no problem getting on their knees and praying. No, nobody, right? You still holding your staff, right? You still holding your staff, right?
Hold on, brother.
All right.
Hold on, brother.
But I ain't trying to pray, right?
Hold on, brother.
Exactly.
Hey, hold on,
I
brother.
want to hear that, man.
Hold on, brother.
I want to hear that, man.
Verse 18.
Read that.
I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren.
Who's that prophet is talking about?
Jesus himself.
You heard that?
Himself.
He said, you heard him?
Jesus
You heard him?
himself.
Oh, that's right. It's about to be good.
Jesus
It's about
himself.
to read that.
I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee. And I will put my words in his mouth.
No, whose words?
I will put my words in his mouth.
They Christ's words.
And I will put my words in his mouth.
So whose law is it?
Jesus.
As you can, as strong as you can, with all your heart, with all your body, with all your soul, right? Yeah. Who are you?
I'm the Israelite.
That's right.
That's right. All praises. All praises.
I'm an Israelite.
Yes, sir! We're Israelites. Where tribe are you from, brother?
Hashem, Yahusha. The one. Amen.
What race is your wife? All praises. All right, so you understand what the brother's bringing out to you?
I mean, I get what he's saying.
I get what he's saying. Do you understand it?
Well, I mean, to understand something, then you have to study it.
Not necessarily. To understand something like I'm speaking this to you in English, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to study it? Understand what I'm saying?
From my understanding, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can get what you're saying. But
So we're gonna do this, right?
Move it close. For me, it's gonna mean, basically, I'm not going, like say, if I go home tonight, I'm not going like study. Because I don't have a deep enough understanding of it.
Right, so let me ask you a question. When you came up here, the brother asked you, said, what is your race? Right? And what was your answer?
African American.
Right? You first said, I don't really know. Then you said, well, African American as far as I know.
Right.
Right? The brother went into the Bible to give you history and understanding of what your race is now. So do you still believe you're African American, a race that was given to you? Or do you believe that you're an Israelite, as the brother is trying to show you? Look at Jeremiah 17.
You're not going to it takes more understanding.
I mean, you can say that, but we come out here and we teach every week, right? And a sister was just up here, and before she had came up, she said she was African American the same way. Brothers brought out pretty much the same precepts, the same Bible verses. And before she left, we said, "What's your nationality?" And she said, "I'm an Israelite." So you could say that. That usually means I got a reservation. It doesn't mean I have a problem understanding. It means I have a reservation to what's being brought out, right? Being that you already said that you partially believe in the Bible, that's where most of your reservation is coming from. But I asked you a question. I posed a question to you. What other book has explained to your nationality other than the Bible that we just brought out?
No other book.
No other book. So how old are you?
28.
So in your 28 years of living, nobody's been able to explain to you what your nationality is. And the brother in 5 minutes literally went into the Bible and showed you how you got here.
Well, I mean, that's not, I can't sit here and say that because he explained to me through another book, which is, being taught to us, most people, that just because the book says I'm from somewhere doesn't necessarily mean that.
But you called yourself African American, and that's not even anything you can find.
Right?
So not only did the book say you something, the book literally gave you prophecy of how you got to this land, which you know in your history is the same way you got to this land.
Right.
So what's the reservation in the hold up on that?
The transgression in heaven for what? I'm not saying I'm not
On
gonna live
a prophecy being fulfilled in a book, because you kind of brushed off the Bible again. You was like, a book, you know, they kind of showed a lot of different people or whatever. Yeah, but a lot of people ain't went into the Bible and gave you the true understanding of who you are and how you got here, right? Give me Genesis 18 and 19. Let me show you the importance of you understanding. Give me Genesis 18 and 19. All right, read that first. Read that Jeremiah first.
All right, this Jeremiah 17 and 4.
Right?
Get up.
And thou, even thyself,
Right?
shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Right? Thou and thyself shalt discontinue from the heritage that I gave you. The heritage that the Lord gave us. Discontinue from. That's why we run around here not knowing what our heritage is. Not knowing our foreways and our byways. Not knowing the way that we're supposed to truly supposed to live. Give me the book of Sirach 17 and 11. Right? Not knowing the way we're supposed to actually live. Not knowing how to live, right? It's an important thing. We can't be running around here blind anymore. We can't be running around here not knowing who we are anymore. We can't be running around here calling ourselves black or African American with the so-called dirty, dusty white man gave us.
That's right.
We can't be running around here with that, man. Right? Go ahead and read that.
This is Sirach 17 and 11.
Right?
Beside this, he gave them knowledge,
Right?
and the law of life
And
for
a what?
inheritance. And the law of life for inheritance.
And the law of life for inheritance. Our heritage is the law of life that the Most High gave us. And you only find that law in this Bible. So the whole reason why we don't know who the hell we are is because we don't study this Bible.
That's right.
The whole reason why we run around here calling ourselves niggas, black men, and African American, not knowing which way we going to or fro, is because we don't study this Bible. The whole reason why we hate each other as so-called black men is because we left the law that the Lord has given us.
That's right.
Right? So we gotta come back literally to the law of the Bible. We gotta stop denouncing the one thing that can unify us. We gotta stop denouncing the one thing that gives us strength. Give me Isaiah 59 and 1. Read that.
Genesis chapter 18 and verse 19.
Right.
For I know him,
Right?
that he will command his children.
He will do what?
He will command his children.
What you got with you, brother? Read.
And his household after him.
Right?
And they shall keep the way of the Lord.
The way of what?
Of the Lord.
The way of the Lord. Right? Your heritage. It's important for you to know who you are so you can teach your young men who they are so they don't fall into the ways of Babylon.
Right, right.
The last thing a so-called black man want to see is his damn son grow up to be a faggot like we walked around, that just walked past us, man. The last thing a so-called black man want to see is his son to grow up and kill another so-called black man and be in jail for the rest of his life.
That's
or
right.
Gang banging and be put to death by another so-called black man. And the only way to prevent that from happening is to bring your son to the Bible, to bring your son back to his heritage, man. So it's incumbent upon you as a father to learn these things, understand these things, and teach it to your children, man.
That's right.
Lest they fall into temptation of the devil, right? And you don't want that. I know I love my children, and there's no way in hell I would ever not teach my children, allow them to fall into this world.
Right.
The things I've done, the things I went through, I will never allow my children to do. Because it's by the grace of the Most High that I'm still standing today.
That's
I
right.
was
Right.
a long time ago for the wickedness I was doing, man. Read that, Isaiah 59 from the top.
All right, and it says, behold, the Lord's hand is not short,
Right.
that it cannot save,
Right?
neither his ear heavy,
Right.
that it cannot hear.
Uh-huh.
But your iniquities,
Your what?
Your iniquities.
Your what?
Your iniquities.
have separated between you and your God.
See, our iniquities separated us, cause a separation between us and our God, right? That's why we don't know what's going on. We have a major separation between us and our God. That's why He took our heritage away from us, because of that separation, right? Give me the book of Proverbs, chapter 5 and 15, man. Now we've drunk in the waters of the other nations. Now we've drunk in the waters of America. Now we run around here and we call ourselves African American. Now we run around here and we call ourselves black.
And your sins have hid his face from you.
And your sins. Sin is transgression of the law of the Lord. So every time we sin, the Lord continues to hide his face from us. And these other nations know it. Somebody give me Jude 5 and 20. All the other nations know if we sin that the Lord is literally no longer dealing with us. He's literally turned his back on us. Bring it out.
Judah 5 and 20.
Right?
Now therefore, my Lord and Governor,
Right.
if there be any error in this people,
This is a so-called Japanese man talking to the damn the captain of, I believe, the Babylonians, no, the Persians, man. Read.
and they sin against their God,
Right?
let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
If they sin against their God, this shall be their ruin. Right? That's why America teaches us that we are black men and that we niggas. That's why they promote the so-called wicked white man, the wicked music that we hear, man. With the damn Spot 'em Got 'em, the damn NBA Youngboy. That's why they promote bacon all over the damn place. Give you a Travis Scott burger and put bacon on it, man. Right? Because if we sin against our God, it is our ruin. And when you don't know you're sinning, you're still ruining yourself and your people. So if you don't know the law that's in the Bible, you don't know the Bible, your heritage, then guess what? You're going to sin against it, and it's going to be your ruin. It's going to be the ruin of you and your people. And we here, we care about not just ourselves, we care about our people, man. Give me Esther 7:2. Read on.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
And let us go up and we shall overcome them. So all these nations knew that when we sin, they can overcome us because our power has departed from us.
Right.
Just like it says in Isaiah 59. Right? So when you kind of act like it's kind of lackadaisical and you kind of say, you know, well, I kind of got to study a little more. Ain't nothing wrong with studying, brother. But when you say that, you got to mean it. You got to mean it. I'm going to go home and I'm going to look into these things. Hey, do y'all got a YouTube channel? I'm going to check it out. Right? Because this is life or death. We're not out here in the cold weather for our health. We don't have a collection plate out here. We're not asking for no money. We out here literally because we love our people. Give me that Esther 7:2.
All right, Esther 7:2. And the king said again unto Esther on the second day at the banquet of wine.
Right.
What is thy petition?
Right.
Queen Esther.
Right, she's a queen. She don't have nothing to worry about. This woman is literally a queen. She's rich as hell. The king offered her half of the kingdom. Let's see what he said. Read what she said. Read.
And it shall be granted thee.
Right.
And what is thy request?
Right.
And it shall be performed even to the half of the kingdom.
Even to the half of the kingdom. Read.
Then Esther the queen answered and said, If I have found favor in thy sight,
right,
O king,
right,
and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition,
right, read,
and my people at my request.
And my who?
And my people at my request.
And my people at my request.
Right.
We out here for our people, man. We out here because we love our people, man. Read.
But we are sold.
We are what?
We are sold.
We are what?
We are sold.
What happened to us, brother? What happened to us? What does it say, brother? What happened to us? We are sold, man. We are sold. This is something that's been perpetual with our people. Every time we sin against our God, he sells us into captivity, right? And we were sold into the last captivity, which is America, known as Babylon the Great. And what we're trying to do is wake our people up to come back to the Lord, to stop sinning, to repent, and come back to the Lord, that we may have our power returned unto us, that we can get the hell out of this wicked land, man.
That's right.
Don't you work, brother? Do you like working?
Do I like working?
Do you like working? Right? Hey, and you working, what do you do after you work when you get your check? What happens with that money?
You gotta pay bills.
You gotta pay bills, right? And so kind of the money kind of just runs right out of your hand. Zahar, get your sword. Give me Haggai 1 and 6. Right? The money kind of just runs right out of your hand, right? Right? So you get a check, you're like, yeah, I kind of got paid. You gotta pay your rent or your mortgage, you gotta pay your car note, you gotta pay your car insurance, you gotta pay your phone bill, you gotta pay your light bill, you gotta pay your water bill, right? All these things we weren't created to do. We were not created to serve. We were created to rule. We're only serving because we left off the law of our Lord, right? We were only serving because we left off the law of our Lord. So what we're doing, brother, is trying to let you know who you are, so you can look at your heritage and come back to the law of the Lord, that we may no longer be sold and be servants. Because we ain't servants, we are princes and kings, man. Right. Hold what you got. Give me Ecclesiastes 10 and 6, right? Ecclesiastes 10 and 6, Haggai 1 and 6. Give me Ecclesiastes 10 and 6 first, right? No. But yeah, you got it.
Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 6.
Read.
Folly is set, and great dignity, and the rich sit in low place.
10 and 5.
There is an evil which I have seen under the sun.
There is an evil which I have seen under the sun. This is an evil thing that is by the name. Read.
As an error which proceedeth from the ruler.
Right, read.
Folly is set in great dignity.
Right.
And the rich sit in low place.
Come on, keep reading. There it is. Keep reading.
I have seen servants.
I have seen what?
I have seen servants.
I have seen what?
I have seen servants.
I have seen servants. Right, read.
Upon horses.
Upon horses and what?
And princes walking as servants upon the earth.
And princes walking as servants upon the earth. We are those princes, man. Right. We are literally those princes. Give me Genesis 32 and 28. Give me Genesis 32 and 28. We are those princes walking. Hey, being upon a horse is what? Being exalted, right? When the king went to battle, he was on the horse, right? So He said, I seen servants upon horses. Meaning these other wicked nations, right? They're upon horses. They're exalted. And the princes of walking, they're not exalted. They're in a position of servitude. We're trying to get our people to wake the hell up to get out of the position of servitude.
That's right.
That's literally what we're doing. So what we're teaching you, brother, is not only for your own benefit, not only for your children's benefit, but for the whole nation of Israel.
Right.
So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, for our benefit to get the hell out of this servitude.
Right.
I don't like serving. I don't like having to go to work just to damn pay bills, man.
Right.
I don't like having to go to work just to get some damn money with the damn so-called white man face on it, man. I don't want that no more, man. I want to have servants and handmaids.
Right.
I want to have rest like Yahweh said we can get, man. Read that.
Haggai chapter 1 and verse 6. You have so much and bring in little.
We so much. Brothers put in overtime. Brothers work 12 hours a day. Brothers work 60 hours a week. Brothers do all kind of things trying to get money, but it says you bring in little. Why? You work overtime and Uncle Sam takes them 30% of that overtime in taxes. Read.
Ye eat, but you have not enough.
Right?
Ye drink, but you are not filled with drink.
Read.
Ye clothe you, but there is none worn.
Right?
And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes.
He that earneth wages to put in a bag with holes. Just like you talk about, brother. You get your check and you literally do what? Share it right out. Just like you took some money and put it in a bag that was filled with holes, brother. It's the same thing. The Bible speaks to our defense in every matter, brother. It speaks to our defense in every single matter. So, brother, I ain't gonna continue to harp on you too much because your children, it's cold out here. I don't want them to get sick, right? So all I'm gonna ask you to do, brother, I ain't giving it to them yet. All I'm gonna ask you to do, brother, is to get your phone, scan this QR code, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch the videos, brother. And get you a Bible and start reading.
We out here 3:30 on out every Saturday. Come to kill.
Right? Subscribe to that YouTube channel and begin to be edified, brother. This is for the nation. It's for your children and for the nation. It's not a game.
Right.
No, I definitely, I mean, no weird, because like I said, I'm always willing to learn.
The book of Genesis.
Go ahead, King.
Go ahead.
The book of Genesis 32:28.
Right?
And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob,
Right?
but Israel.
But what?
But Israel.
Who are we?
But Israel.
Read.
For as a prince has thou power with God.
So we are the princes of the power, man. That's literally what we are. So we are those princes that were walking, man. We are those princes that are walking, man. Right? And that's plain. All right, brothers, get your children warm, man, because I'm cold, so I know they cold, man. Right? Last thing we need is children that's sick. Then you get sick and you gotta miss work. Right? All right, so hey, come over here, brother.
Let me see, Jack.
Hey, be safe, King.
How y'all doing? What's going on, brother? What's your name, brother? Mike. Mike, nice to meet you, brother. I'm Gabar. Gabar? Gabar. Gabar. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Yeah. So, you heard what we was bringing out. Where you from, brother? Corpus. Corpus. What ethnicity are you?
Black Filipino.
Black and Filipino. Which parent is Filipino?
My mom.
Mom. Okay, our first from those right? So what we teach is so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are true biblical Israelites, right? I'm gonna show you why I said all praise to the Most High about your mother. I don't want you to just think I'm just saying something crazy. It's the reason why I just said that. Give me Numbers 1-18.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all of the congregation together on the first day of the second month.
Right?
And they declared their pedigree.
What's your pedigree, bro? So for dog, if you say that's a grand champion pedigree dog, what does that mean?
Thoroughbred, really,
Great bloodline, right? So your pedigree is your bloodline, your DNA, your stock, right? Read.
And they assembled Salakia. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
By what?
By the house of their fathers.
By the house of their fathers. So you declare your pedigree by the house of your father, right? So although your mother is Filipino, your pedigree comes from your father. So you're actually a so-called black man, right? So you would actually be from the tribe of Judah, right? That's what you are. So that's good news for you, brother, right? So do you believe in the Bible?
I do.
All right. So what do you know about the Israelites?
Not as much as I should.
Not really sure. Hey, it's not a problem. I'm gonna show you a few things. Give me Exodus 4 and 22. Right? I'll show you a couple things about the Israelites. Exodus 4 and 22.
Exodus 4 and 22.
Bring it out.
Let me do Deuteronomy 14:2.
And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son,
Right?
even my firstborn.
So the Israelites are the firstborn of the Most High God. What does the firstborn mean? In ancient days, what did it mean if you were the firstborn? Head of the family one day. The heir. You're the heir of everything that your father has. So we are the heirs of the promises that the Father has.
That's right.
Right.
And in order for us to get everything that the Father has, we have to do what He asks us to do.
That's right.
So what we out here doing is teaching our people, first that we are the heirs, we're the Israelites. Then we're teaching them what our Father asks us to do. Because we haven't been taught those things. We're not Deuteronomy 14.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14, verse 2.
Right?
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Right? Speaking about the Israelites, who are a holy people. Holy means separate. Read.
The Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself.
What does peculiar mean?
Strange.
Nobody else like it. Right? Hey, where on the face of the earth can you find somebody like the so-called black man? Oh, do you think the Africans are anything like us? Literally, like the so-called black men you see in America. Do you think the Africans are the same as us? You ever seen an African like Michael Jordan in basketball? Name the best African basketball player you know. Matumbo is Nigerian. So 9 times out of 10, he's West African. So there's a good chance that he still would be a so-called Israelite.
Right.
A good chance, right? You don't see no damn Egyptians playing in the NBA. You don't see no Ethiopians playing in the NBA.
Right.
Right? Who's the fastest track star? Usain Bolt. Where's he from? Jamaica. Is he African? What did it say right there?
American black.
No, next.
West Indian black.
And Usain Bolt will be a West Indian, right?
I was gonna make a quick point. You ever seen the movie Blood and Bones?
No.
So basically in the movie, the black man had came up to the white man. The white man was like sitting on his, on his high chair, right? And he was talking to him because he's like, hey, I'm trying to get some money out of you. The black guy was trying to get some money out of him. The white man was like, I mean, there's really no use for you guys. He was saying that. He's like, the only reason why we even pay attention to you guys is because of your high flying acrobatics, right? And all the amazing things that you guys can do. So what he's telling you is not only biblical, but it's real stuff. All the music industry, the same people that put us into slavery are the same people that own those movie industries. And they tell you those things, right? But go ahead, King.
Yeah, so that's that peculiarness, right? Who cooks better out of the so-called black man or black woman? Nobody. I can go through a whole list, but for the sake of time, we are that peculiar people unto the Lord.
That's right.
Go ahead.
A peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth.
Above what?
Above all the nations that are on the earth.
So we are literally above every nation upon the face of the earth.
That's
We are
right.
Chosen people above every nation on the face of the earth. Man. That's great news, man. Right? So now I'm going to show you how we know that we Israel. Give me the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Give me the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 46. Give me the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 32.
This is the
Right?
book of
Give me the book
Deuteronomy.
of Daniel chapter 9 and verse 10. Right?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Right.
to observe to do all his commandments
Uh-huh.
and his statutes which I command thee this day,
Right?
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right? So if you don't listen to the voice of the Lord thy God, then all these curses will come upon you and overtake you. Are curses good things or bad things? Bad things. Daniel 9 and 10.
You good?
Oh, it's fine. Daniel chapter 9, verse 10. And it reads thus, neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord,
So we didn't listen. Read.
our God,
Right?
to walk in his ways,
Right.
which he set before us
Uh-huh.
by his servant, the prophet.
Right?
Yea, all Israel hath transgressed thy law.
All who?
All
Israel hath transgressed thy law.
No, all nations.
All Israel hath transgressed thy law.
All Israel. So all the Israelites transgressed the law of the Lord. Read.
Even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice.
Right? Read.
Therefore the curse,
The what?
the curse,
The what?
the curse
Read.
is poured upon it.
Right?
And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, because we have sinned against him.
See, that's the curse that's written in the law of Moses. So if you know anything about the Bible, you know Deuteronomy is Moses' writings. The first 5 books of the Bible is Moses' writings. So what we read in Deuteronomy 28 and 15 about if you do not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, all these curses are upon you. Daniel is confirming that actually happened. So the things that we read, it happened. Right? Deuteronomy 28 and 16.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28,
It's
and
like
verse
45 and 46.
This is the book.
Deuteronomy 28 and 45,
Just get 46.
46. And they shall be upon thee
These curses shall be upon you, read.
for a sign and for a wonder.
What is a sign, brother? What is it used for?
To let people know.
To let people know, right? It's an indicator to show you where something is or where you can find something, right? So I know that this is down Discovery Green, downtown. Over there's a bigger sign that says Discovery Green when you first walk up, right? So you know this is Discovery Green. You ain't gonna mix it up with Herman Park because it has a sign. So you're not gonna mix up the Israelites with no dirty, stinking African because this sign is upon you, right? Go ahead.
And upon thy seed forever.
And upon thy seed forever. Upon thy seed, right? Hey, if y'all talking, y'all Justin, if y'all talking, step away from the camera, right? What's going on, sister, brother? Right. All right, brother. Well, you an Israelite, you got to repent, keep the commandments.
Right.
That's that flyer. Subscribe to the channel and learn, man. Right? What's going on, brother? What's your name? Gabar. Right? That's your wife?
Yeah.
I'm only gonna deal with you. All right. We don't deal with other brothers' wives. We only deal with brothers, right? So no disrespect to her, but it's just respect to you to deal with you, right?
Yeah.
So, where you from, brother? Houston. What nationality are you?
Still like, Captivity.
Go ahead, bro.
First off, one, I wasn't none, because it's crazy like how this can happen without seeing it hand to hand.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of a little iffy. I'm still on the dominant board, still iffy to me in general. So I'm just here to see what you got to say.
Well, y'all, I'm gonna show you what I got to say when we ask that question for a reason. I'll just tell you. So what we teach is the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the biblical Israelites, right? That's our true identity, our true heritage. We are not so-called black, right? We are not African American, right? We are the biblical Israelites. Do you know who the Israelites are?
Yeah, I heard of them.
Right? Do you believe in the Bible?
Some stuff is like iffy.
Like what?
I can't remember, but some stuff that my grandma told me before, I was like, it's just me. I'm just a person that just got to see face to face.
Well, I mean, certain things you're not gonna be able to see, brother.
I know.
Right? Give me Hebrews 11 and 1.
Salaki. And my grandma also told me a lot of things too, but it don't even be in the Bible. But she told me was there.
Hebrews 11 and 1. Certain things you're not gonna see, you know.
This is Hebrews 11, verse 1.
Right?
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for,
Right?
the evidence of things not seen.
The evidence of things not seen. So, brother, you just gotta have a little faith. Some things you may not. Yeah, you already have faith, but you just probably don't have faith in the right things. So I'm pretty sure you go to work. You work? All right. So why are you going to school? And what's gonna happen with that? What's gonna happen with that degree? How do you know that? Have you seen that happen for yourself? So what are you doing while you're in the process? What is that word called? Well, what is that word called that's keeping you to continue going to school? You see that? So you already have faith. You just got to put your faith in the right thing, right? The Lord is ultimately in control of everything. Give me Proverbs 20 and 24. Give me Proverbs 21 and 1, right? The Lord is in control of everything. So ultimately, brother, you just got to make sure that you got your faith in the right thing. And understanding that knowing who you are is everything in these last days. The Lord is coming back soon. I'm sure you see all the things that's going on in the world, right? This world is about to be destroyed. And if you don't know who you are, you'll be destroyed with it. It's plain and simple. What's that old saying? In order to know where you're going, you got to know where what? Where you've been or where you came from.
Oh,
right? So we over here teaching our people where we came from, right? Read that. Proverbs 21 and 1, Proverbs 20 and 24.
All right, and it says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
The what?
The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
The heart means mind. Because your heart doesn't do anything but pump blood. So if a girl says you broke my heart, you didn't actually break her heart in that. Right? You mentally messed her head up. So it's your mind. So it says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, meaning the king's mind is in the hand of the Lord. Everything that's happening, everything that's ordained, even the damn scientists concocting the coronavirus and so on and so forth, that's literally orchestrated by the Lord. Why? Because the Lord said there'll be pestilence in the day. So that's the Lord stirring up the minds of these scientists to create a pestilence, which is a sign of what comes before his return. Understanding that when you notice these signs, you know the days are short, meaning that the end of the world is near. Read. Oh, that's it. 2024.
My college.
Proverbs 20:24.
Man's goings are of the Lord.
The what?
Man's goings are of the Lord.
Read.
How can a man then understand his own way?
How can a man then understand his own way? Meaning what? Even you and your wife stopping here right now, literally is of the Lord. The Lord literally brought y'all here. He brought y'all here to hear exactly what y'all about to do. So endure for a couple of minutes. We're gonna bring out a couple of scriptures, show you who you are, and show you who you should be, what you should be doing in these last days. And from there, it's on y'all. Well, ultimately the Lord, but on y'all to take it up and run with it, man. Right, so to speak. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Right, we're gonna make this quick too, because it's cold. We don't want y'all out here free. Right, we're gonna make it quick. Deuteronomy 28 and 15, Deuteronomy 28 and 46, Deuteronomy 28 and 54.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Read out. Read strong.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right? Are curses a good thing or a bad thing?
It can be, I say it can be both sometimes. But sometimes it can be a blessing and a curse, and sometimes it can't.
When can a curse be a good thing?
Because it can stop you from doing something that you should, that you wanted to do, but you realize that it's wrong.
That wouldn't be a curse.
Some people do say that.
That's
but
a
you're
lie.
right, though.
I mean, if you Google curse right now, and it says anything about it being good, I'll pack up and go home.
Nah, you're right. But certain things like, it's like,
Right?
beauty or something like that type of stuff. People saying, oh, it's a curse.
That's not a real curse though.
I
That's
don't
just,
understand what people
that's
say.
just people using the term because
Yeah.
curse is a bad thing. So when they say beauty is a curse, they're saying that their beauty is a bad thing. They're not saying it's a good thing because curse is a bad thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're
Right? So all these curses supposed to come upon us are not good things. They're bad things supposed to come upon the children of Israel. Right? 346.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder,
Right.
and upon thy seed forever.
What is a sign? A signal. That's a good thing, right? A good thing, a good word to use, right? I know that your wife got that coffee from what it looks like Starbucks. Well, I didn't see the sign, but I see that brown sleeve. You know, I didn't see the sign, but I see the brown sleeve. I thought it was Starbucks. All right, I know them Vans she got on feet, I know the Nikes that you got on your feet. How do I know that? Exactly. So these curses are upon the Israelites for a sign. Meaning this is how you're going to be able to identify the Israelites the same way I can identify that Tommy Hilfiger sweater you got on by that Tommy Hilfiger sign is there. So these curses that we're going to go through are how you identify and know who the Israelites are, right? Read 54.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you
Right.
and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom,
Right.
and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Right? It says, I shall be evil towards his brother, right? So what? In the old time, right, we were very tender and delicate towards each other. If you had something that's tender and delicate, how do you handle it? With care. So in the old time, we handled another so-called black man with care. Now we don't handle another so-called black man anymore. It says you have an evil eye towards your brother. That's that so-called black on black crime, right? That's that so-called black on brown crime that we have against our Hispanic brothers. Right? That's literally the damn so-called Bloods and Crips killing each other. That's literally young Dolph getting killed by two men that look just like him. That's literally what's going on. That's the so-called, that's the evil eye towards your brother. Kind of hop out at the gas station, you just want to get some gas, look to the right, and you got a damn so-called black man kind of looking you down. That's the evil eye. Then you kind of want to look back and say, I wish that nigga would. You know, that's literally an evil eye towards your brother. That's literally what we go through. That's a curse that's upon our people. Right? Read on.
So,
that was good. I can go for
No, read from after his eyes shall have evil eye towards his brother.
his eye shall be evil toward his brother,
Right.
and toward the wife of his bosom,
Right.
and toward the remnant of his children,
Right.
which he shall leave.
Which he shall what?
Which he shall leave.
Right? Did you grow up with your father in your home? Well, you're in the minority, right? Did you grow up with your father in the home?
not all the way through.
Did you grow up with your father in the home? Did you grow up with your father in the home? You? Most so-called black people did not grow up with their fathers in the home, right? What people are known for their fathers leaving the home? No, what nation of people are known for that? So-called black people, right? The so-called white man can't say that. The so-called Asian man can't say that. He can't say, man, my daddy, I grew up without my daddy. You hear that in rap songs all the time. Daddy left me, I don't need a nigga anyway. Like, that's literally in songs all the time, right? But why? Because that's a proverb that's upon our people, because it's actually something that happened. And the reason why it happened is because the Lord put these curses upon our people, right? Deuteronomy 28:68.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
You know,
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Say the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, right? Give me Revelation 11:8, right? Read Exodus 20:2.
Alright, it says, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
Right?
out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. So Egypt is synonymous with bondage. When you hear the term Egypt, it also means bondage, not just the physical land, right? So what is another word for bondage? Bondage, if I have you in bondage, what do I have you? In bondage, a group? Bondage would mean a form of captivity. If I have you bound, bondage, bound, and bondage, the root word of bondage is bound, right? If I have you bound, I have you captive, right? So if you're in bondage, you're in captivity, right? Captivity, slavery, all synonymous, right? Read that.
Revelation 11:8.
Right.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city,
Right.
which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. America is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Why? Because homosexuality runs rampant in America, and it's called Egypt because we were brought here in captivity. The same way we were brought here in captivity, the same way we built up the pyramids in Egypt, the same way we built up America. So it's spiritually called, right? So when you hear the Lord shall bring you into Egypt again, it's talking about that spiritual place called Egypt. It's not talking about the physical land of Egypt. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Read on.
Again with ships.
What?
With ships.
How do we get here to America? With ships. So it said that you're going to come into this land of America in captivity with ships. The same way we got here, read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee,
Right?
thou shalt see it no more.
Right?
You shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
You shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. Right? What is a bondman? A slave man. What is a bondwoman? A slave woman. Right? So we literally got off those slave ships and what? We were sold. Now what does it say right here?
that's right.
To be sold, man. Right? The Bible prophesied that it was going to happen thousands of years before it happened, and it came to pass.
That's
That's
right.
why we here right now. We don't know who the hell we are. That's why we have not been back to our homeland, because they robbed it from us. It don't matter if you take the damn Black History class in college. It don't matter if you take whatever you take. Nobody's gonna teach you that you are an Israelite that got brought here off the west coast shores of Africa, and now they call you a Negro.
right.
They're not gonna teach you that, man. The only people that's gonna teach you that are the men of the Lord.
That's
right?
right.
And it's the greatest known secret. Why? Because if you don't know who you are, then you don't know how you're supposed to act.
That's
Now,
right.
now they can feed you how they want you to act. That's why we got so-called black men walking around with their pants way below their ass. That's why you got so-called black women walking around half naked. Right? That's why you got people, so-called black people believing that they gotta hate their own brother and not hate the people that's literally killing them day after day. Right? How is it the so-called white man can move into the hood, hop out his damn $1 million condo, have a pocket full of money, hop into his Tesla right next to the projects, and nobody touch him? But the moment that their brother kind of walk up out the damn house and he got some J's on his feet, they done shot him dead and took his J's. Right? Why? Because we've been taught that that's who we are. But that's not who we are. We are literally kings and priests on the earth, bro. Right? So if the Israelites went to slavery on slave ships, and the so-called black man went to slavery on slave ships, if the Israelites were cursed in the city and we're cursed in the city, if the Israelites we're supposed to hate their brother and have an evil eye towards their brother, we have an evil eye towards our brother. If the Israelites were supposed to leave their children and leave their households with their children, and our fathers do that as so-called black people, what does that make you, brother? The same thing. And what is the same thing? So if the Israelites went through these curses, and the so-called black people fit these curses, what does that make you?
That's
what?
right!
You gotta say it strong, brother. What?
That's right!
And what does it make your wife? What does it make your wife? Israelite.
That's right!
That's the greatest thing that you'll ever hear. Let me show you
Facts.
why. Matthew 1 and 21. Matthew 15 and 24. Revelation 21 and 12, man.
This is the book
So
of
you
Matthew, chapter 1 and verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son,
Right?
and thou shalt call his name Jesus,
Right?
for he shall save his people
Right.
from their
He
sins.
shall save his people from their sins. Who is these people? Matthew 2 and 6.
The book of Matthew, chapter 2 and verse 6.
Right?
And it reads, And thou, Bethlehem,
Right.
in the land of Judah,
Right?
art not the least among the princes of Judah.
Right?
For out of these shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel.
My people, Israel. So Israel, the Israelites are the people of Christ. And Matthew 1 said he's going to save his people. So his people, Christ only came for the Israelites. Matthew 15 and 24.
Alright, this is Matthew 15 and 24.
Right?
But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
What? Read again.
I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
I'm sent to everybody.
I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Christ is only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's right. Revelation 21 and 12.
Revelation 21 and 12. And had a wall, great and high.
This is the
And-
wall. This is the wall to enter into heaven. Right? The New Jerusalem. Read.
And had 12 gates.
And had what?
And had 12 gates.
No, just one gate.
And had 12 gates.
Read.
And at the gates 12 angels.
Right?
And names written thereon.
Right?
Which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
Of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So the only way you get through them gates is if you are of the 12 tribes of
That's
Israel.
right.
You gotta literally be of one of these tribes. Hey, our grandmothers didn't teach us that. Our grandmothers didn't know that you gotta be one of the 12 tribes to enter into the city of heaven, man.
Come on, man.
Our grandmothers didn't know that. Right? That's why we out here, brother. We out here cold, man. We was colder last night out of damn Frank's Pizza, man. Right? And we was out here for the same reason, teaching our people who they are, man. So they can come back to the Lord in these last days, man. Now knowing that I'm gonna give you 3 more precepts and then y'all can be on your way. Give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Right? Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Revelation 14 and 12. Right?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
And now Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Right?
But to fear the Lord
Right?
thy God, to walk in all his ways,
Right?
to love him,
Right?
and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
Read.
To keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes which I command thee this day for thy good.
So you gotta start keeping the commandments of the Lord in these last days, brother. For your good. Right? That's the whole conclusion of the matter. Give me Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, King. Right? Read that. Revelation 22 and 14.
Revelation 22 and 14.
Read.
Blessed are they that do his commandments,
Right?
that they may have right to the tree of life,
Right, read.
and may enter in through the gates into the city.
Enter into the gates. Those are those gates that we read about already. Into the city, New Jerusalem, which is heaven. Right? So you gotta keep the commandments for that to happen. Right? Read.
Ecclesiastes, or you want Revelation?
Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
it out.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Right?
Fear God and keep his commandments. For this
Fear God and keep his commandments. Read.
is the whole duty of man.
This is the whole duty of man. So our whole duty is to fear God and keep the commandments, brother. Right? So, brother, get my flyer. Right? Y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. Continue to learn and be edified, brother. Right? That's a QR code on there. So you just scan it. Our YouTube channel will come up. Click subscribe and continue to learn. And we out here every Saturday at 3:30 p.m. That's right. And we at 202 Gray Street on Fridays at 8 p.m. Right? So come out. You can email, ask questions. Hey, man, learn and grow. College ain't the only place to learn, man. And it ain't the most important knowledge. The most important knowledge is the knowledge of your Lord, man.
That's right.
So I expect to see an email from you, brother. All right?
Y'all be safe.
Right. All right, Revelation 18:21, Isaiah 24 and 10, right? 18 and 21.
Isaiah 24 and 10.
Isaiah 24 and 10, Revelation 18 and 21, and man, give me slot. 2nd Ezra 15 and 8 first. 2nd Ezra 15 and 8 first.
Ezra 15 and 8.
Read.
I will hold my tongue no more.
What?
I will hold my tongue no more.
What?
I will hold my tongue no more.
Read.
As touching their wickedness,
Uh-huh.
which they profanely commit,
Right?
neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves.
Right? Read.
Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me,
Right?
and the souls of the just complain continually.
So the souls of the just complain continually to the Lord, man. And we out here complaining to the Lord. We out here mourning and weeping for our people, man. Right? That's what we doing, man. But the Lord said he'll hold his tongue no more, man. Give me Isaiah 42 and 13. Read.
Isaiah 42 and...
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Read.
And therefore, saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
You do what?
I will receive all the innocent blood from among them.
Right? Read.
Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter.
Right? Read.
I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt,
Right? Read.
but I will bring them with a mighty hand.
He will do what?
I will bring them with a mighty hand.
What is he gonna do?
I will bring them with a mighty hand.
Read.
And a stretched out arm,
Read.
and smite Egypt with plagues,
And smite Egypt with plagues, which is America.
That's
right?
right.
Read.
as before,
As before. Read.
and will destroy all the land thereof.
And do what?
And destroy all the land thereof.
And do what?
And destroy all the land thereof.
Isaiah 42 and 13.
Isaiah chapter 42, verse 13.
Bring it out.
The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man.
Right.
He shall stir up jealousy.
He said what?
He
shall stir up jealousy.
Read.
Like a man of war.
Like a what?
Like a man of war.
Like a girl.
Like a man of war.
Like a nice man.
Like a man of war.
Like a what?
Like a man of war.
Read.
He shall cry.
He said what?
He shall cry.
Read.
Yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies.
No, he gonna lose.
Against his enemies.
He shall
Prevail
prevail
against his enemies.
Right? Isaiah 24 and 10.
Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 10.
Oh.
The city of confusion is broken down.
It's what?
It's broken down.
America's what?
It's broken down.
Read.
Every house is shut up that no man may come in.
Every house gonna be set up in America like no man shall come in. Revelation 18 and 21.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 21.
Read it out.
And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence.
Thus with love.
Thus with violence.
Thus with hug.
Thus with violence.
Thus with kisses.
Thus with violence.
Thus with violence. Read.
Shall the great city Babylon be thrown down and shall be found no more at all.
And with that, death to America.
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 Come your sala.
Come your sala.
Come your sala.
Come your sala.
Come your
Come your sala.